You're listening to the Confidence Coach Podcast, episode 60, Leaning Into the Discomfort. Hey guys, it's live. Tickets are on sale now. I am hosting the very first Courage Conference here in Sioux City, Iowa. It is going to be me and a few other fabulous speakers for a day of personal and professional development, tons of fun, free swag, all the goodies, networking, collaboration, masterminding, just all of the goods jam-packed in just a few short hours. Saturday, April 20th. Get your tickets. Head over to sashadavis.com/events for more information. All right, so today I want to talk about leaning into the discomfort. I see this all over online. People say it. Everybody's just like, yeah, lean into the discomfort. Like it's so easy, or like they even know what they're talking about. I remember when I heard for the very first time, lean into the discomfort. I was like, what the fuck are these people talking about? That sounds terrible. I don't want to do that. And so I just want to like break it down to what it means to me and how, quote, leaning into the discomfort has helped me be the person that I am today and continue to tackle all of these life's challenges that are constantly thrown your way. It's like every time you overcome one challenge, it's like, boom, punch right in the face. All right, move on to the next thing. Like just when you start to be like, things are looking good, it's like, wrong. So leaning into the discomfort. What does this mean? I'm a big analogy person, and it's really funny because I get told this all the time, like, Sausha, you have such great analogies. Like you make things so easy to understand. And I just share with you guys the first thing that like pops into my brain. Maybe it's one of my superpowers that I have yet to be like, hey, analogies are my superpower. So I like to refer to leaning into the discomfort or reference like leaning into the discomfort like you're going skydiving, okay? So just bear with me. Like let's get creative. Let's use our imagination, because this is like what my physical body, my mental body, emotional body, all of these things go through every time things get uncomfortable for me, okay? And spoiler alert, every time I lean in, it always ends up being amazing on the other side. But in order to get to the pot of gold, you got to go through all of the shit to get there, right? Like it's not rainbows and butterflies on the way to the pot of gold. It's fucking dark forest and bears and wolves and lions. Oh my. Okay. So let's say me, you, and a buddy. Well, let's just say me and you. Me and you are going skydiving. Okay. And you're just like, let's go skydiving. I'm like, oh God. Okay, that sounds like a good idea. I've been thinking about skydiving forever, right? And so finally I do that mental commitment, because that's like the first thing, right? You have to mentally commit to what it is that you're going to do. And so I mentally commit to skydiving. Slightly terrified, very excited. Let's do this. Okay, we set the date for a couple weeks from now. So I'm like getting excited, getting anxious. You know, my gut's like, oh, you've always wanted to skydive. Like this will be a bucket list item that you can just like cross off. Like think of all the cool things. Think of the experience. You get to see the world from the top. You know, that's what my like gut is like. Oh, yes, let's do this. And then there's your head. This is stupid. There's better ways to spend money. What if you die? Like, what is the purpose of this? What's the outcome? You know, you just start like spiraling all of these negative thoughts. Like, what if? So I'm like, okay, shut up brain. Like, I'm just going to keep going with my gut. I'm very excited. We get there and it's the day that we are skydiving and I can't wait. I'm super excited, right? But at the same time, I'm equally as terrified. I'm like shitting my pants, want to vomit all at the same time, like bleh, That's where the discomfort comes in, right? Like that's where the big discomfort comes in. Where your physical body, or for me, where my physical body starts to feel like I'm going to shit myself because I'm so scared, nervous, anxious, excited all at the same time. And my brain's like, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. But my gut's like, you got to do this, you got to do this, you got to do this. And so that's where the uncomfortable part is, right? Like you're having this like Jekyll and Hyde, angel, devil, whatever you want to look at it, this inner battle, this inner struggle on whether or not you're actually going to do it. And so you're like, okay, baby steps, right? Baby steps, baby steps, baby steps, baby steps. What is the next right thing that I need to do to get to skydiving, to complete this mission? Well, you put on the gear, you get in the plane, boom. Now you're just as uncomfortable, right? Like you've conquered that step, like, whew, okay, that's fine. We're good. We're in the plane. We're going. Things are happening. And then the discomfort sets back in. You're like, oh, now I'm still scared, terrified, nervous, shitting my pants, vomiting, all of the things all at the same time. And so what's the next right step? Well, breathe, relax, try to quiet your mind. Your gut's still screaming like, this is what you want to do. Think of how awesome you're going to feel flying through the air. And your brain's like, you fucking idiot, you're going to die. And so it's this constant battle. Like, you're so stupid. Why are you jumping out of a freaking plane? And then your gut's like, but it sounds so fun. I want more adventure. I want more freedom. I want to live this life with no regrets. And so what's the next right step? Step into the edge of the plane, right? You have the instructor there. It's me and you. And you're just like cheering me on this whole time too. You're like, this is like the 5th time I've skydived. It's no big deal. Like, let's do it. While the meantime, I'm fucking losing my mind thinking that this is going to be the end of the world. But something deep inside me is like, you still need to do this. Because this burning desire is never going to go away until I just jump. And so what's the next right step? Jump out of the plane. And that's all we keep doing. It's just little tiny steps in the right direction. Then you get really scared, really nervous, shit your pants, vomit all at the same time. And then you get over that and then you go on to the next step. And so now me and you are flying through the air and we have the absolute biggest shit grins on our face. And it is just like, woohoo, look at us go. We're flying through the air. This is incredible. This is amazing. This is all of the things, right? And then we land on the ground and you're like, wow, that was a rush. I cannot believe that I just did that. What's next? That is what leaning into the discomfort is like for me. And just as a side note, I have never actually skydived. So it will be very interesting when I do finally skydive. It's on my bucket list. I'm going to skydive before the end of 2020. Like, it's just going to happen. Who knows? Maybe I'll even do it this fall. I might set something up this fall. It's just been on my bucket list for a while and I'm gonna do it. But anytime things get scary, and I'm like totally freaking out, you know, that monkey mind sets in and I start freaking out and your body starts, you know, sweating. You start pacing around the house. You start the self-doubt, negative talk, but there's still something deep within you that's like, this is what you need to do. Like, this is your next step. And I'm not going to go away until you freaking do it or until you get so miserable you just totally give up, right? And so I always just go skydiving, and that's really all I've done. But seriously, you guys, like, your body goes through a transformation, your brain goes through, like, mind, body, soul all goes through a transformation when you go skydiving, when you lean into that discomfort. And I don't mean like uncomfortable, like, oh, I have to do one more push-up. Like, maybe, I mean, that is uncomfortable, and like, that's where you start pushing yourself, is things like that. But it's really when you start to push your mental and physical limits that like real transformation starts to happen. So what do you have right now in your life that is your skydiving? What is it that you want to do that is just so uncomfortable physically, mentally, emotionally, that you just keep avoiding it? Like, what in your life do you just need to go do it, get over it, get it done, free up that mental clarity? Like, there's nothing like that freedom on the other side when you like get something done and you can just like stop thinking about it. I would get very like obsessive in not a healthy way where I'm like, ugh, I need to do this. Ugh, I need to do this. And I would procrastinate because I know that the thing I needed to do was uncomfortable and I didn't really want to do it. You know, like, to be 100% honest with you guys, I had so much resistance to starting this podcast in the beginning, which it's been, not quite a year. I think I started at beginning of summer last year, but I've always wanted to start a podcast. I've always wanted to, I shouldn't say always, maybe for like 2 years now. But I kept telling myself all these stupid reasons why I couldn't do it. And it was uncomfortable, you know, like, I don't want to learn technology. I don't want to get like a big fancy computer phone. And I don't have a recording studio. I don't have the software. I don't know what I'm doing. Like, what if people don't like what I have to say? Like, what am I going to say on a podcast every day that I upload one? And, you know, it was really uncomfortable for me to put myself out there like that, right? Put myself out there into the podcast world. But I got over it because that burning desire was never going to go away. And just think, like, me and you wouldn't be sitting here having this conversation, well, you know, me talking to you, if I didn't get out of my own head, get out of my own way and just freaking do it. You know, I leaned into that discomfort, and I'm telling you, like, that discomfort, that resistance was a bitch. It was a bitch. But I did it anyways because there's a bigger purpose, right? There's a bigger picture. Like, this podcast to me is beyond me because it's touching the ears of how many hundreds, eventually thousands of people. Well, actually, I think I am into the thousands now, which is freaking awesome. So I'm hoping for like the hundreds of thousands, right? That is my goal. And if I didn't just shut up, lean into that discomfort, get over myself, and do the things that my soul is telling me to do, I would not be here recording this episode right here, right now. And that's all I keep doing. Every time that like something comes up, and if you've ever read the book Big Magic, she talks about ideas and like how ideas come to you. They come to your soul. And if you do not act on them in a certain amount of time, they'll hop onto somebody else. Like, they're just going to be like, peace out, Sausha. You don't want to act on this idea? I'm going to jump over here to Susan, who's actually going to take action in her life, right? So if you've ever seen somebody where you're like, man, I had that exact idea 6 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago. Now look at her. Look how successful she is. Look at all the things she's doing. You had your chance, Becky, and you passed it up because you got scared and couldn't lean into the discomfort. Learn to lean in. Learn to make that discomfort just natural to you. Like, it's just part of life, right? Like, you're not gonna die. I mean, there's a chance you could die at skydiving, but like in real life, like, I'm not actually skydiving every freaking day. I'm just doing things that feel like skydiving, mentally, emotionally, physically, things like that. And actually, I don't even know what skydiving feels like because, like I confess to you guys, I've never done it yet. Keyword, because it is gonna freaking happen. Is gonna happen. I have zero doubts that it will happen. So what do you need to lean into right now in your life? Stop avoiding it. Make a plan. Get some accountability partners. Go make it happen. I'm cheering you on. And if you need help, you know where to find me. I do have openings in my group and one-on-one coaching program. So if you're like, man, I need some support, I need an ass kicking, I need to figure out what my passion is, what my purpose is, how I can just be more confident in literally everything that you do, head over to SashaDavis.com/apply now. Fill out the application. Let's get on the phone. That's literally all it is. It's a conversation. And we chat. You chat with me or one of the people who have been through the program. They'll kind of give you a once over of what to expect and, you know, if we'd be a good fit. And if we are, let's do it. If not, no big deal. I'll make some recommendations on where to start, and, you know, we can still virtually shake hands and be friends. Like, I'm not going to bite. I just want to have a conversation with you. So head over to SashaDavis.com/apply now. Until next time, guys. Talk to you later.